On today's episode, we're going to talk about the worst workout mistakes that you could be doing that are actually aging you faster. It's going to be a good one. So grab your coffee and let's get into it.
Let's get into this one.
All the things I do not want to do, because who wants to age faster?
Nobody. Hell no. I know you talk about that. You're like, I want to slow it down.
I want to slow that down. I think I have.
We both have. Come on. I'm 50, you're 49. Come on, let's be real. Let's go back to the 80s and go look at those actors on TV, what they look like at our age.
Yeah.
50-year-old dude looked like he was 80, you know?
I mean, so like, why do people, I often wonder why people do things that they know are aging them, but they do it anyway. Like they know that this is like fast forward on the aging button.
Yeah.
And they're doing it anyway. And like drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, things like that.
Right? Big time.
What? I didn't know until the last couple of years how much alcohol it speeds up aging.
Well, you have to remember, people are in denial, babe. You know? Just like people are in denial how they look and feel. They lie to themselves on a daily basis. They really lie to themselves. Do they really look at themselves? Like, are you really happy with you? Do you like what you see in the mirror? You got to be honest with yourself. A lot of times it's no, but they'll lie. They'll lie to their blue, purple, black in the face. Like, yeah, I'm very happy. With men, I'm like, take your shirt off, big dog. You ain't happy. Come on.
It's very true.
Yeah.
But if you're putting in the work and you feel tired, sore, stuck in a plateau, you might be making some of these mistakes. So we're going to get into it. You know, when you hit midlife and beyond, it really is the most imperative thing that you work smarter, not harder. This is a continuation on the last episode. So if you have not already listened to that episode, I go back to the very last episode, take a listen to that, and then follow up here, because it's we're going to kind of expand on some of the things that we talked about in that episode. But I want to talk about some, anti-aging workout myths, how to train for longevity, strength, and fat loss. And, just some tips, some tips and things that, we think you should do, shouldn't do. So it's going to be good. But before we get into it, we got to do a little housekeeping. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, candidly_with_coffee. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. And leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. That's very, very helpful for us as well.
Helpful. We appreciate it.
And yeah, we love engaging with you guys in the comments. So, if you have any questions, make sure you drop them down in the comments. We really try to get to all of those, and we appreciate, all of you.
If there's something that you come up with an idea that we should talk about that you think we could help you out with, drop it in the comments.
Yeah. So, I would appreciate that a lot. And you guys, if you do not know, we are coaches. So we coach people online. We do privates, like one-on-one clients, a lot about mindset, fitness, nutrition, pretty much everything. And then I also have a program called Bold, Balanced, and Confident. The doors are currently closed, but they do open a few times a year. Get on the wait list for that, because even if you don't know if you want to join now, get on the wait list so that when registration opens and we start kind of putting out information, you're informed, you get an email about it. And then you're on my email list, and you also get recipes, and we send out value weekly. I'm not spamming. We're sending out value. We sent out a newsletter today on, why fiber is important and easy ways to get fiber in. We always throw in a recipe in there for you guys. So, scan the QR code up on the screen when it pops up, because all the pertinent information is there. And make sure that you are on the wait list for Bold, Balanced, and Confident, and then you'll be automatically part of our newsletter.
There you go.
The BBCs come in strong. If you ever wonder, like if you see a bunch of people with coffee cups, a lot of them are either clients. They're either on Team Esco Elite or they're in my BBC.
One or the other.
The coffee cups.
And they come through deep. Mm-hmm. You guys know who you are. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, very, very supportive, and we very much appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
Let's take a little break, you guys, before we get into these mistakes from MegaFit Meals, and we'll be right back. Hey, everyone. I'm all about making life easier while staying on track with your health and fitness goals, and that's why I love MegaFit Meals. MegaFit Meals is your go-to for macro-friendly meal prep that tastes amazing. Whether you're crushing your fitness goals or you just want a convenient way to eat clean and delicious meals, MegaFit has you covered. They've got everything from high-protein favorites to keto-friendly options and everything in between. Plus, the meals come perfectly portioned, ready to heat and eat, saving you time and stress. And the best part, you can save on your orders by using my code, JEANINE at checkout. Head over to megafitmeals.com and check it out. Don't forget to use my code, JEANINE, because when life gets busy, MegaFit Meals keeps you on track. All right, we are back really quickly. The code for MegaFit Meals has changed. It is now Janine 10. JEANINE 10, and that'll give you a discount. So if you want to try MegaFit Meals, they're very, very good. We eat them regularly in our house.
I love them. The best.
All right, let's talk about some of these mistakes. We did touch upon some of them in the last episode, but we'll get a little deeper into it. So I definitely think that the biggest mistake that I see people make is just not strength training at all, just not doing it.
Huge mistake.
Just because they think that I'm going to rephrase that actually, because they think they are strength training, but they are not.
No, there's a difference.
Yeah, because I think people, when you pick up dumbbells, when you're lifting weights, you think, oh, I'm strength training. Like there's a whole strength portion of an Orange Theory class for 15 minutes out of the class. That is not strength training.
No, not at all.
That's like circuit training. It's more of like lifting weights for cardio.
Yep. Big
not
difference.
Hypertrophy. You want to explain what hypertrophy means?
Basically, hypertrophy is you're trying to make your muscles grow. You're by doing that, you're putting stress on the muscles. You're loading up the weight. I mean, what I mean by that is you have to handle weight that is comfortable for you, that you have nice form and technique, but it's also hard at the same time, not easy. If you just, I see it. Women, I'll make curls, for example. They're doing curls and they just look like they're lifting air.
Yeah.
If you look like if you're strength training and it's like air, you're pulling and pushing, you're not strength training. You're going through the motions. You gotta give it a little, you know what I'm saying? You gotta give it a little push. You gotta give it a little grunt. That's strength training. You're when you get to your last like 2-3 reps and it's hard, you're strength training. You're pushing yourself.
Yeah, it's effort. It takes effort.
Intensity.
You should feel it.
You need intensity.
That's the biggest mistake. One of the biggest mistakes is that men, women, it's no discrimination here. It's everywhere.
Everywhere.
If I walk through the gym, I would say more than half of everybody in the gym is working out, going through motions and not with intention.
Yes. And another big mistake I see when I'm watching people work out, and I want to go up to them, but I'm not gonna. But I'm like, slow down, man. Slow down. Time under tension.
Because it's the whole thing. We touched upon it in the last episode. Is the whole going through the motions, wanting to check the box.
Yeah.
Slow, controlled movement, especially like my ladies. Okay, I know a lot of times you're working out at home, so you don't have as many options for weights, right? So it's not as heavy as weights. But if you do slow and controlled movements, you're going to create that stimulus and that overload on the muscles with a lighter dumbbell.
Oh, yeah.
So if you think like, oh, I think this is too light for me, ask yourself, am I doing slow and controlled? Like slow and controlled, time under tension. So when you're, concentric and
eccentrics on the way down.
Yeah.
Negative, eccentric, and concentric, positive, up.
So slow and controlled. And when you do that, suddenly that dumbbell that you thought was too light for you, you can't even do 12 reps.
No. You could have a 10-pound dumbbell, and it might be too light. You might be able to do it 10 times easily. You've done it in the past. But you're probably doing really fast, and you're probably engaging your shoulders to lift that dumbbell up. You're not really locked in and just going slow, pause, give it a second or two, and then slowly descend. And
or you're using your whole body.
You're swinging your body. We see that too a lot.
Yeah, so it's not, that's a very important thing I want to touch on. When we're talking about progressive overload and you got to lift and lift heavier, then they'll fixate on that and they'll automatically think, oh, I got to go get heavier dumbbells. No, don't do that yet.
Don't.
ask yourself, pay attention. Are you doing slow and controlled movements? Are you really feeling it in the right areas? Are you not enlisting every other body part? I see this all the time with bicep curls. People are like using their entire body to like get the curl up.
Yes.
You should be able to stand perfectly still, elbows nice and tight at your side.
Yep.
And you are just literally using your bicep only to lift that.
That's it.
Because if you have to move and shimmy.
Yeah, that's so funny. Or a common mistake I see is when they're doing that, I see this in men. Because men love the ego lift. Sorry, fellas, but you guys ego lift too much. Is what they do.
The fellas aren't listening, so it's okay.
What they do is they always engage their shoulders. They bring their shoulders up to curl.
Yeah.
Way up here.
I see it all the time.
So their tricep, the back of the arm, is almost parallel with the ground. Mm-hmm. Like, why are you bringing your arm up so high?
Because they want to be doing the big old dumbbells.
Yes.
Yeah, well, ladies don't really do that. I think it's because you hear a message, lift heavier, and you hear so much. There's a lot of noise.
There is.
There's a lot of noise, and so I feel you guys. Trust me, I get it. So you think you're doing the right thing, but then you're not, and then you hear so many different things, and it's frustrating.
You do.
Another big mistake people make is you're not using any tools or measurements of your progress. You're not tracking it.
Yeah, right.
If you're not tracking it, you don't know. Let me tell you this, if you are getting stronger, you're growing your muscles, but you're only really going to know that if you're tracking it, because it's not always in the heavier and heavier weight. Does that make sense? If it were always heavier and heavier weight, at some point you're going to see some guys in the gym lifting like 500-pound bicep curls.
Right.
And they've been working out for 20 years. Why does that never happen? Because you create stimulus with weight, reps, sets, with volume. It's not only heavier, heavier, heavier.
No. Bodybuilders are a perfect example.
Yeah.
They handle the weights that they can control. Yes. Can they go heavier than the usual human being because they're bigger, their muscle bellies are bigger, they're stronger? Of course.
But at some point, there's a cap.
There's a cap.
They're not going to be able to bicep curl a car.
No.
If they keep going, if progressive overload works, just
Right.
keep going and go. It doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't.
You
You're
know?
so right. It doesn't. Because if that were the case, they would be curling 100, 120-pound dumbbells. They don't.
So I think in a lot of cases, while we're messages, are you lifting heavier? A lot of people are not, right? I joked in the last episode, you're lifting your pink little target weights. It's a joke, but what I'm saying though is don't just run out and think, oh, that means I need to go get my 5 pounds or my 7 pounds. Not until you are lifting with intention, you are activating the right muscle. You're not having to shimmy your whole body to do the exercise. You're not activating another muscle in order to do whatever exercise you're doing. You know, a shoulder press is truly your shoulders, and you're not like, you're not having to shimmy. Have you seen someone like shimmy?
Yeah.
When they're trying to do their shoulder press, or they're swinging the weight up
All the time.
and then they're like, and that's how injuries happen, by the way.
All the time.
So 9 times out of 10, people go too fast. It's one of the biggest mistakes.
Ooh, yep.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because you might think that you're pretty close to getting to the next weight, but you need to actually slow it down, and you're going to realize you're probably even lifting too heavy. Probably need to go down.
Yeah. When you do proper form and technique, you're not as strong as you think you are. And I know, because I've done it. I remember I would, like a dummy, I would be curling way too heavy, and the trainers would come up to me. You're talking about in my 20s. Big ego, big strong guy. And I got the straight bar with, I don't know, I think 45s on each side, and I'm swinging that whole bar up. For what? What's the purpose of me trying to curl 135 pounds? I was dumb. That was ego.
Yeah.
Engaging my shoulders, swinging my whole body up. I'm not really stimulating the bicep.
And
that
here's
much.
the thing that I think this is an important nugget for you guys. For the inner circle, they know the nuggets. We're dropping gems right now. Stimulus is the stimulus for you, okay? Stimulus is all you need in order to grow your muscles. So for you, if a 2-pound pink target weight is stimulus,
That's true.
that is difficult. You feel it where you need to feel it. You're slow and controlled, and those last 3 reps or that last set are extremely difficult. Guess what? I have news. That little weight is growing your muscle.
It is.
So that is stimulus for you. I think people think, oh, well, I'm not going to really gain any muscle until I can get up to these 10-pound dumbbells or 12-pound. No, that's not true. Because for you, it's 2 pounds. For me, it's 10. For you, it's 40 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it is with the right form and technique, with the right tempo, creating stimulus for you. That's what's going to get you gains. That is what you're going to get results. But how are you going to know that? You have to track it. On our app, our clients can track it, so they can track their progressions. The app will inform them when they've had a personal best. And guess what a personal best means? A personal best is a cause for celebration because it means your muscles are growing.
That's so true. That's a good indicator right there.
Yes, and that's like, yes, I'm doing something right. I just was able to, it's also known as a PR, if you guys have ever heard that term, personal record, personal best, but a lot of people say PR, I PR'd.
Yes.
That's a sign that your muscles are growing. So that is a win. Another mistake people make, and we talked a little bit about this on the last episode, it's they are not progressing because of their grip strength. And especially, my ladies, menopausal, we struggle with grip strength. There are ways.
So with men, that affects your grip strength?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. See, learning something new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And you get stiff, your joints get a little more stiff.
That I know.
You know what
I do know.
People do not focus on their grip. How do you increase your grip strength? If you don't use it, you lose it.
True.
You lose it.
True.
So you know what? Maybe don't ask your husband to open up that jar for you every time because you don't want to muscle it. You don't want to work on it because guess what? If he just does it every time, eventually you won't be able to open the jar at all.
Nope.
So what do? You get a towel on it. Get a silicone glove on it, but still do it anyway.
Yeah.
And that's you're practicing with your grip. Get in the gym and hang from the pull-up bar.
Yeah.
Hang until you can't hold on anymore. Do that every time you go to the gym. That's going to help your grip strength.
That's a good tip right there. I do that to open up my kinetic chain to relax. I'll hang. I can hang for like a minute. I used to time myself. I haven't done it in a couple of months, but I was using hanging exercises for that reason. Grip strength and also for
my brothers used to have why do guys do this? I remember my brothers used to have those grip things and they would always do it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Boxers do it too. Vice grips? No.
I don't know what they are, but they used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
And those are, that's a good thing too.
It gets endurance in your forearms and get your hands, your grip strength.
So even if you can get those squishy balls or whatever, use your grip. That's how you're going to improve it. For midlife and beyond, what you need to remember is if you do not use it, you will lose it. I tried to put on a pair of my Louboutins. You were there.
Yeah.
That I had not worn in many years. I just wanted this for fun. I'm like, I'm going to put on my Louboutins. It is literally a health and a massive hazard. I can't wear them anymore. I stopped wearing them. Therefore, I lost it and it's done. Those days are over. It is a hazard to my health.
You almost felt like you can't balance in them no more,
I was like, oh my God, I will snap my ankles in half.
Yeah, those are dangerous.
They're platform I can't even believe I ever wore those.
Hey, you handled it like a beast at that time. But
I never fell. Did I ever fall?
No, you didn't. And now, though, it's a different time. And back then, you drank.
And I was drinking.
Yes.
Oh my God.
But you had good balance because you were so used to wearing them.
Yeah.
Funny, it's so true. Mm-hmm. You lose things, we don't use things, Even me, I get nervous. And it's a little off topic, but it's like my Espanol. I feel like I need to keep speaking it or I'm going to lose it. I get nervous sometimes.
Yeah. If you do not, listen, if you take one thing from this episode, this is the nugget right here. If you don't use it, you're going to lose it.
Yes.
If you don't use it, you will lose it. So if it's precious to you, if you want to keep being able to wear the Louboutins, you better walk around your house in them.
Right.
Because I lost it and I'm not have no desire to get it back. These are the only red shoes I'll be wearing from now on. Not red bottoms, red sneakers.
Flat bottoms.
Yeah.
Flat bottoms.
Poor Mike, because I now have a love for kitten heels, and Mike hates a kitten heel.
They're okay. But listen, I'm not going to be like forcing you to wear no damn heels. You're going to break your ankles. Just looking at you, I felt uncomfortable for you.
What you said, but they do look nice.
It made you tall. It made you taller than me.
Oh my goodness. So there is your nugget. Another thing people do is they neglect low impact exercises, or they neglect strength training if they have an injury. Like, oh, I can't do that because I have a bad back. Well, you have a bad back because you don't strength train.
That's so true.
You need to get in there and work on it. That's why you have a bad back.
You had a little bit of a bad back when I first trained you in the beginning. You had bad posture.
Yeah.
I remember. I had to fix that by having you do, what do you call that? Planks. And some other stuff, some pulling exercises for your back to open up your shoulders.
Yeah, and it helped me tremendously.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, let's take a little break for Transcend and 1UP Nutrition. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I have to tell you about my favorite supplement brand. If you're not new here, you know it's 1UP Nutrition. This is probably the only time in my entire life that I've been this consistent with my supplements. And let me tell you, it's been a game changer. Their Gut Health Plus and Daily Cleanse have completely transformed my digestive health. I feel amazing and I'm never bloated. And don't even get me started on their protein powders. From the refreshing lemon Italian ice clear protein that I add to my yogurt pretty much daily these days, and their peanut butter cookie iso protein powder. I mean, their flavors are absolutely delicious. It's like having a treat while staying on track with your goals. If you're ready to level up your nutrition and try supplements that actually work and taste amazing, you're going to love 1UP Nutrition as much as I do. Just head over to oneupnutrition.com, use code Janine at checkout for a discount, and try some of my favorites and start feeling your best today, because your health deserves the best, and so do you. Hey everyone, I wanted to take a minute to talk about something that has truly been a game changer for Mike and I. HRT and peptides from Transcend. If you've been following our journey, you know that we're all about thriving, not just surviving, especially at 49 and 50 years old. Thanks to Transcend, we're looking and feeling our absolute best. Their personalized approach to hormone optimization and peptides has helped us boost energy, improve recovery, and stay on top of our game. And here's the best part. You can experience the same transformation. Transcend offers customized treatments designed just for you. Whether it's hormone balance, better sleep, or more energy, they've got you covered. Are you ready to get started? Use our exclusive link, transcendcompany.com/ESCOElite. Book your consultation and take advantage of a 15% new patient discount. Don't wait. Your best years are still ahead, and transcendcompany.com can help you. Head to transcendcompany.com/ESCOElite today and take the first step toward looking and feeling your best. Trust me, you won't regret it. All right, you guys, we're back. We are back. And
we're back.
What are some other mistakes? You think like mistakes that women make? You were a trainer of women. Like you trained primarily women. You actually had some senior citizen clients as well. So you want to share any experiences maybe you had with them?
I would say a lot of women. Well, today, no. But back then, those days, a lot of women avoided weights. You hardly see women in the weight room. A lot of cardio. I call them cardio bunnies.
No, but the clients that you trained, they were obviously not avoiding weights because you were training them. But
yes.
What did you notice about, like you had one client, I remember her. She was an older lady, very thin. Did she eat a lot of protein?
That is a good question. She was a lot older. But I strength trained her. I pushed her. But she probably didn't eat that much. Now that I look back, because, back then nutrition was so different. Nobody really, they didn't know the code like we know now.
Right.
It's way different now. If I would have known what I know now back then, oh my goodness, it would have been game changer. But yeah, I think, women avoid, I would say what they did back then, if they did lift, they would avoid free weights. They would do more machines.
Which
and
is
it's okay
good,
to mix up both, but you want a mixture of both.
Yeah, but if you don't have a trainer or something, or at least a workout partner, you should probably stick to the machines. If
Yeah.
you're senior or you're, not experienced. I think it's important. Or maybe invest in a training session or two where you can get some guidance.
Yes.
Some of the other things I think are really important is, at menopausal, for sure, you start to get stiff joints, especially if you're not in HRT. If you are in a deficit of estrogen, you are going to struggle with some stiff joints. I big time experienced that when I didn't even realize I was in menopause. And the way in which to deal with stiff joints is to use your joints. You have to move. You have to do joint-friendly movements like kettlebell swings, things where you're using your joints. What are some other good, like farmer's carries are good also for
Very
that.
good. That's actually a good one. Farmer's carry. Mm-hmm. Very good. Good for grip strength.
Yeah.
2 dumbbells and just picks a part of the gym we could walk up and down with them, turn around.
You know what you're going to notice? If you're struggling and you're avoiding going to the gym because you have stiff joints, because you have a bad back, you're actually going to feel better on the days that you work out. And then you're going to be like, wait a minute. I feel better. I'm less stiff. My back's not hurting. And then the days that you avoid the gym are the days you feel more stiff and more in pain.
That's so true. Mm-hmm. You got to lubricate those joints.
Yeah, for sure.
Fresh blood in there, oxygen in those things.
And if you struggle, if you do have issues with arthritis, the stiff joints, the bad back, look into doing resistance training in water, like your local YMCA or a gym that has a pool. You can do a lot of different workouts, even band work.
Band work is good.
In water, it's going to help alleviate that pressure on your joints, especially if you're first starting to try to build strength and build the endurance. A lot of times I've actually put together programs for my clients who have really bad knees to strengthen their knees in the process. Like this is my clients especially that have a lot of weight to lose, like maybe, the 100 pounds, in that area where you need to lose 100, because typically if you have 100 pounds to lose, you have really bad knees.
Oh, yeah.
That is a lot of pressure on your knees.
Tons.
So there you struggle. And so what we do while we're getting that weight off, because every pound, we just talked about this, removes how much?
4 pounds.
4 pounds of pressure off the knees every pound you lose. So while we're getting some of that pressure off your knees, we're having you do some band work to start to get the movement and the motion going and like rehabilitate those knees while the weight's coming off. And then all of a sudden, even, you may still have a lot of weight to lose, but all of a sudden 20 pounds down and you're feeling like, hey, like, I think I'm ready to get to the gym, or I can get on the treadmill now. I'm feeling better.
It's 80 pounds off your knees.
Yeah, that's huge.
Of pressure.
It's huge. It's huge. So, that's another thing. Don't feel like you can't do anything. And sometimes you can't get in there and can't do the weights yet or whatever. But what can you do? Everybody starts somewhere. You have to do something, though. Because if you do nothing, it's never going to get any better.
And listen, ladies, for those of you starting out, don't ever compare yourself to people who've been doing it for years. Because people who've been doing it for years, like myself and Coach Janine, we got years, decades of doing this, so we're way ahead of the race. But you can get there. What I'm seeing is a lot of old women, senior women who are strength training, compound movements, deadliftings, or competing. It's crazy. A lot of them are competing and having PRs. Like, this is the strongest women at 7 years old, and I'm watching what they're doing. Like, the mindset, because they believe is strong.
Yeah, and they're training for, it's like that longevity.
Yes.
They have that purpose. Like,
they do.
You have to have a purpose with it's like a map. You have to have a map. You can't just do it. Don't just do it because you heard it on Candidly with Coffee, so I'm going to go do this stuff.
No.
Not going to work. You got to find your purpose. You got to find your fire for it. And it can be a few things. It doesn't have to be one or the other. And it can be for aesthetics. It could be because your husband left you and you're training for a revenge body. Well, I don't care. Let that light your fire.
Exactly. Whatever works.
Whatever works. Whether it's
Use it.
because you want to, play with your grandkids, you want to like target a certain age in your head. Like, no, I'm going to outlive the age that my parents lived to. I'm going to, stay off of a walker. I'm going to stay out of a wheelchair. You have to visual, like, what are you doing this for?
Yeah.
And it has to be for you.
No one
Not
else.
because your husband's an asshole and told you, you're fat and he's not into you anymore. Don't do
true.
it for you.
No, that
because
doesn't
usually it's the beer drinking, beer belly husband that
You're
has
right.
those opinions.
That
It's
be
like, look
talking.
at you.
Exactly.
No, don't do it for him. Do it for you. It has to be for you. It can never be for anybody else. Because it's not going to work. It's not going to stick. It's not going to last. So you have to find it. And a lot of times I spend the majority of my time with clients helping them find it.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes to find it.
It is. It is hard to find it.
Because you try to convince yourself that you don't want it, because the moment it feels hard or you feel like it's the pot of gold that you'll never reach, then you start trying to convince yourself that you really don't want it. But you really do.
You do.
I don't know anyone who doesn't want it.
You do. Yeah.
I don't buy it.
Come on. No, me neither.
I don't buy it.
Yeah. I don't think somebody woke up and says, I'm happy in my I'm just making an example. I'm happy in my 300-pound body. Are you really happy? You love the way you feel? Like, not just the way you look, the way you feel, like how you feel every day, how your knees feel, how your back feels, how hard it is to do things, movement.
Right.
I can't imagine what that's like. I've been heavy. I know what that's like.
Yeah.
Like you were making fun of me earlier. Every time I go visit my mother, what I do, I'd sit on her bed, lay on her bed, and I'd fall asleep like a narcoleptic.
He was narcoleptic. I swear. The funny thing is, because we were talking about your mom, and I said something that we had talked about, and he goes, "You talked to my mom about that?" I'm like, I spent a lot of time talking to your mom because we would go visit her in her tiny little apartment.
Yep.
And he would fall asleep.
I would.
Because we would always go after we ate.
Yes.
And so you would fall asleep every time after we ate.
Insulin crash.
And so I spent a lot of time talking to her, but you would always sleep everywhere we went.
Everywhere. It was terrible.
Everywhere.
It was that extra weight I was carrying.
Yeah, and sweat.
I'm a 5'8" guy. I'm only 5'8". And you're talking about back then, what, maybe 220, 230, maybe more?
Yeah. What about me when I was 220 and 5'3"?
That must have been rough.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine
bad.
what you felt like.
It was funny. It was sad.
What did you feel like? Like, can you remember?
When my brother did time in prison, my oldest brother, and when he went in, I was like 100, maybe like 140 pounds. And when he came out, I was thin. So, but when he was in, my mom would send him pictures, the worst pictures of me. And he would be like, sis, what happened? How'd you get so fat? Like, what happened? He was like shocked. But then when he saw me, when he got out, I remember him saying like, what? Like, what the heck happened? And then he showed me the pictures my mom sent him. The worst pictures.
Oh,
like,
wow.
The worst of the worst pictures that I wish I had now, because I don't have a lot of pictures.
I know.
I don't, because it was before the digital cameras. And listen, I did not want to be photographed. Okay?
You avoid the camera.
I was not comfortable. I was not cute.
I wish I would have took more pictures. I got some, but I wish I would have took more, because I was also packing some weight.
I remember.
Yeah.
I witnessed it. And you gain weight fast and furious because you like binge eat.
I binge eat. I go crazy.
Binge.
I can go nuts.
Yeah.
That monster inside of me, that guy that I want to just put away for life, like get out of my mindset.
Yeah. So you have to like back on topic. See, this is what happens, you guys. If you don't know, we have a show called Off Topic.
Yes.
For our inner circle, you have to be a member of our channel to get that every Wednesday. But we basically talk about everything under the sun, because we could do that. We could talk for days. But if you learned anything from this episode, it is to really dig deep before you embark on trying to gain muscle or do all these things. You have to figure out, why are you trying to do this? What is your purpose? What are you trying to do? Then you have to devise a plan. How am I going to do this? Then you have to ask yourself, how am I going to know if I'm doing this? You have to figure out a method in which to track your progress. So here's what I want to know from you guys. I want to know, why you want to do this. Why do you care about lifting muscle or gaining muscle? Why did you click on this video to watch it? Because it sparked your interest. But what is your purpose?
That's true. I like
because
that.
I know what mine is. Mine is I want to live until 90. Because then we can say we were together for 50 years.
That's true. I'm in the same boat. I like that challenge. You know me, I love challenges. I'm like, why not?
I want to live into my 90s because one of these days, maybe I'm still doing candidly with coffee, and I want to be with my daughter and my granddaughter and my great granddaughter and
that would be
just like a
crazy.
huge
lineage.
And I'm just like some old lady.
But could you imagine though with what's the breakthrough in science, what we can look like in the future? The book I'm reading by Tony Robbins, not to get off topic, is
we did get off
the
topic.
future is bright for us, you guys.
It
but
is.
You got to start now.
Yeah.
But don't think like because you're this age or older than us, like, oh, this is just it. My life's over. All my good years are gone. Furthest from the truth.
You know what the coolest thing ever is? And this dawned on me right now. My great grandkids will know everything about me because they'll have these episodes. They'll have these episodes.
Yes.
They'll have my YouTube channel. That's pretty cool. That's not everyone can say that. So
No.
That's pretty cool.
Nope.
Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much. If you're a member of our inner circle, stay tuned for the after show. All right, you guys, tune in to the next episode because it's going to be a good one. I know you guys are going to like it. It's how to boost your metabolism without wrecking your hormones because a lot of people wreck their hormones in the process. It's going to be good.